Hey, folks, this is Parrish Alford with the Daily Journal. I'm joined this morning by Saunders Ramsey, former Mississippi State pitcher. Saunders, you've been described to me now as like the king of Starkville, man. Like you know everybody, you do everything there on campus, that sort of thing. Is that an unfair description, man? Have people been leading me astray?
They have been leading you astray. I think the small piece of truth in there is that I love this town, and I grew up here and played ball here and had an opportunity to come back and give back to the community in the engineering world. And now I'm able to give back to Mississippi State by leading campus services and be a part of that transformation.
Very good. Campus services. I'm glad I knew you were on there on campus. I'm glad you gave me that title. What exactly does campus services do?
You know, I like to describe it as we're in charge of the past, the present, and the future. So the past being we're taking care of the things that have been done before us, custodian group, campus landscape, maintenance, facilities maintenance. We're also are in charge of building the things today, right? So the new buildings you're seeing, the paving, sidewalk additions, new plazas, things that make campus better. And then we're always thinking about the future and planning and design and what's coming next and what could Mississippi State look like and how could people experience it. So it's a vast array of items, but it's exciting, man. It's really exciting.
Great. Let's talk baseball a little bit. Saunders, what is it about Mississippi State that allows the program to make it to Omaha like 4 times in 7 years under 3 different coaches and really survive some rocky times there? You know, a little bit of a difficult transition from Andy Canizero, but the program keeps going right along. Well, why does it keep winning?
You know, I really hesitate to take away from the maybe the canned answer, right, which would be the players and Ron Polk and history and Duty Noble Field. And, you know, I think that's all those things are real. But I think the consistent, I had a little Field of Dreams pop in my head, right? The consistent thing all these years is the people. The people of Starkville, the Mississippi State fans, the people that drive, the people that, you know, stood outside the gates back in the day and developed what Left Field Lounge is today. You know, our fans, man, they create an atmosphere that is fun, it's electric, it's exciting. You know, Coach Polk used to tell me, Saunders, if I can just get a kid to visit campus, if I can just get him on campus, we can have a lot of success recruiting him. And I think that comes with a combination of, yes, the players and the coaches and the facilities. But the thing about being on campus is really our fans and who we are and the way we treat people and the knowledge of the game, you know. It's a really special combination. And I hope you know what I mean by that. It sets the expectation for sure.
I do understand that. I also heard people say that moving away from the outfield, the old days of the outfield, as nice as it is now, with the condos out there and everything that goes on, that there was going to be some resistance to moving away from bring your truck, bring your vehicle, decorate it, set it up, park it for the whole season. Were there some hurt feelings there? How has that transition been?
You know, I think just like everything, it's all about the communication, right? I think the unknown was scary. I think the change was scary. But you know, it almost building off my last answer, right? It doesn't matter what it's built out of, what material it's built out of, what the rules are. Give the people a chance to be there next to each other, cheering on their dogs. I think that the people have continued to make it what it is. And so once it all kind of settled in, the expectations were set, the rules became known, and people could still make it what they wanted to make it. There was, I hate to say it, a slight appreciation, right? The effort of loading and unloading went down. The storage was still there. The character was still there. So I definitely don't want to speak for everybody, but I can speak for our group, and our group is thankful to still have the opportunity to be there at a cost that is affordable and the opportunity to make it what we want. And it's still special, man. It's an incredible place to watch a game.
All right, so all these trips to Omaha through the years, many trips, solid program, never won a national championship before last year. We saw the magical run in Omaha, the home field advantage that state fans created for TD Ameritrade Park, the celebration at Dudy Noble upon the team's return. What has it been like since that time, since last summer? Are people still talking about this? Does Mississippi State baseball need to just take off a year and continue to live in the euphoria, or what's it like?
Man, I think from the outside, it's probably like, oh, euphoria is probably the word, right? It's like, oh, we're just walking on this high. And, but I think, man, this is not set up this way, Perry. These are great questions, but I'm going to keep going back to just kind of the fans and the expectations, man. It's like, we're so thankful. We've gone so long with so much joy and so much happiness. By the end of every season, there's so much pain. You know what I mean? And but that's because of the expectation, man. We're not just going to sit around and be okay with not winning the thing, right? But so now that it's done, man, yeah, it is. There is a little bit of like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is mine to hold, right? I can't believe this is ours. I can't believe that I can walk around an airport with a national championship shirt on. You know what I mean? It is a little bit of that. But at the same exact time, it's like, okay, what's next? Who we got? Who's the next guy up? And I know the coaches very well. That's their mentality, right? It's like, let's roll. Let's keep doing it. I said at the end of last year, the unique thing about this coaching staff is none of them are Bulldogs, right? None of them are alumni. None of them played here. They just want to win, man. They just want to win. And that atmosphere, that attitude, that expectation, that just kind of, business as usual. That's Chris Lemonis, right? I mean, it's just, let's just keep going, man. Let's just keep going. So yeah, there's a little bit of euphoria, but at the same time, man, it's like, let's go. Let's get the season started.
Well, I thought Brad Cumbest was interesting at Media Day a week or so ago when he said, man, sometimes I walk out here and I look out there and I see that outfield wall and it says national champions. And I just think, man, we did that, we did that. And in the next sentence, he and others are talking about, it's time to refocus, all the things you're saying there, keep going. How hard is that? It's got to be more difficult than in years past.
I think so. Now, I do think this is where it transitions from the fans and it transitions absolutely to the locker room and to the coaches and kind of that expectation. You're not going to get a lot of praise and, looking backwards from this coaching staff. When you see that number one out on the wall, in the past, we were like, man, let's get the number one, right? Let's get the number one. Well, now it's like, man, that one looks kind of odd out there. Why is it only one? You know what I mean? Why can't it be a bigger number? So the coaching staff is going to set the expectation of let's keep working. So I think it's hard, but I only think it's hard if your leadership team is carrying the trophy around with them to luncheons all year and focused on that. I know these guys, man. That's not what they're doing. That's not what they're about.
What allowed this team to get hot at the right time last year? I mean, I look back and, good season, good regular season, number 7 national seed. But at number 7, if it's football, they don't even play for the national championship. You got to be in that top 4. So the sport's different. And a Mississippi State team that I think was 6th in the SEC and hitting at the end of the regular season, got hot, got timely hits, and did all these things at the right time. The big hits against Notre Dame to get to Omaha, and then the wins there in Omaha. What kind of clicked with this team then?
I wish I had this on the record because it was a moment out in the outfield early in the season, and we're talking among the left field lounge, and Jake had left, and what we thought was our leadership team on the field, your spark plug, your go, we didn't have that. And I actually said, Tanner Allen has got to learn to be a leader. And don't take that as a knock on Tanner Allen. I mean, that man, boy can hit, right? And I think he realized over the course of the season that he could put this whole entire team on his back. And I don't mean he won it by himself. And I don't mean that that Rowdy wasn't a part. Rowdy developed into his own. And then our pitching staff came online with these, just fireballs, you know what I mean? And so it's like we learned how to be confident, right? We learned how to be not sixth place, not fifth place, not fourth place. It's like we developed this attitude of we can win, we will win. And so I think the answer is more just about maturity and confidence and just bulldogs, man. I mean, they got to the end and they just really felt like nobody could beat them. And I think I keep going back to the coaching staff. I'll highlight, Jake Gautreaux himself from a hitting standpoint. It's kind of his mentality, man. It's like, you're not going to beat me. And if you ever played ping pong amidst the guy, it's real. Like, you're not going to beat him. But that's just their mentality, man. It's wonderful. It's fun to watch. And, you and I had some conversations last week about how the beginning of the year may be rocky. It may not be rocky, right? We may learn a little bit about who we can trust and who we can't trust. But that's the game of baseball. And we all need to sit back and watch this thing and trust where it's going, because if you know the leadership team and you know the guys on the team, when it comes down to the end, they're going to be there and they're going to be scrapping and they're going to be fighting. And I'm excited, man.
What makes Landon Sims so effective on the mound?
There was a point in my career where I truly felt like I couldn't be hit. Now that went away fairly quickly, but I think he really believes it, right? When he walks on the mound, he really believes, here's the ball, you're not going to hit it, right? And when you carry that mentality, the other team feels it, they know it. Their shoulders sink. They can act confident, but I'm telling you, when they step in the box, they're not. He just carries himself, and he truly believes he's the greatest pitcher in America. And when you step on that rubber, if you think anything else other than that, you're going to get hit. And he has no doubt in his mind that he's going to succeed. And I love. I don't know the guy. I've never met him. I'd love to meet him. But I think that's what his mentality is. I hope it is, because it's pretty dang accurate.
The transition that he's making, others have done it before. It's not terribly uncommon to go bullpen to starter. What's different about that? What challenges will he face?
I would say being able to take that mentality, which is I can't be hit, and applying it to 70 or 80 pitches, right? Instead of, 10, 15 pitches, and not letting, not dialing that mentality back, but being able to manage the game. And I know Scott Foxhall has covered this with him, and they'll have it dialed in. I think that'll be a learning curve, but I don't think that he'll fail at it. I think he'll be able to manage it. You saw late in the year last year, I'm going to call it a desire to throw more. I don't know that he said it, but I've heard he said it, like, give me the ball. I don't care how many innings it takes. I got you, So you kind of saw this change last year where the willingness was there. So now it's just the physical side and balancing that, stretching out that mental game a little bit longer.
All right, the Bulldogs open 2:00 time change for that game. 2:00 Friday against Long Beach State. No Tanner Allen, no Rowdy Jordan. Who do you think are the best candidates to really step into that leadership role you were talking about, to become someone who just really elevates their production?
I think everybody's going to be looking to Landon for guidance, you know what I mean? Kind of just to, but he's not on the mound every day. You know what I mean? Logan, Luke, those guys have been there, but I still think no matter who it is, it's going to take them a little while to learn how to be that person, right? So that's kind of why I slowed down the expectations up front, is because we don't know that answer. You know what I mean? We don't know who that guy's going to be, you know, 30 days from now, 60 days from now. And there's probably some people that I don't even know yet that are going to absolutely blow our minds with their leadership capabilities, because they haven't, you know, when Tanner Allen's out there with you and Rowdy's out there with you, you're not going to be that guy, right? They don't need you to be that guy. So I'm excited to see who that is. I have absolutely no idea about their personalities. And honestly, that's where this come from. Who do they look to? Who do the guys want to be their leader? You know, when Jake Mangum walked on the field, they were looking to him. What speed are we going to go? Full speed, right? So there's going to be somebody that over the year, people start looking to. And, you know, similar to my conversation in the outfield about Tanner, you know, becoming that person, I think we're going to see somebody blossom. And I'm excited to figure out who that is, because I truthfully don't know the answer right now.